this is Caroline from Echo Consulting. Today we're going to take a look at how to connect Smartsheet to Power BI. If you haven't used it much before, Power BI is a tool from Microsoft. The BI stands for Business Intelligence. And here we're taking a look at the desktop version of Power BI. It's a tool you can use for really great data visualizations and analysis, and it also has the capability to make dashboard and reporting views that you can share out with other people within your team or externally. So we'll have some future videos looking at how to do some of these other things as well. From here, and one thing to remember about Power BI is you're usually going to be getting data from another place, from another Microsoft source or one of the many connections that they have with other sources of data, such as Smartsheet. So click on this button for Get Data. You may need to come down here. I'll move my face where it says More. And I'll just search for the Smartsheet connection. There we go. And click Connect. Now, if you haven't done this connection in Power BI before, it will prompt you to sign in to Smartsheet and give permission to sign into Smartsheet with your email and password for your Smartsheet account. But then you should get this view of all the possible data sources that Power BI has found in connecting with Smartsheet. One of the really nice things is that a data source from Smartsheet can be a sheet. What we're used to is basically the spreadsheet grid can be your data source, but you can also use a report from Smartsheet as a data source. So if you have a Smartsheet report where you've already set some filters, you've put the columns that you want and the order that you want, you can actually use that as the data source rather than having to go back to the sheet and somehow recreate that before you use it in Power BI. So just one thing to keep in mind. For today, I've actually do have a sheet that I'm going to use as my source here in my Echo demos. This is actually a workspace as the top level with the folders within that workspace showing up, and then any other sheets or reports will show up too. So we're going to do this demo project intake list, and it'll give you a little bit of a preview here. I'll just scroll over. That looks good. That's what I expect to see, and click load. It may take a few seconds as it pulls in all of that data and checks the connection. And I'll tell you the steps it's doing there. And it's loaded 102 rows, which is about what I expect. Now we can see over on the right side in my data pane, my new set of data that has come in. It's going to show the name of the data set at the top and then all of the columns as you go down the list in alphabetical order. So it's not going to be the order of the columns from the original data set necessarily, it's just showing it in alphabetical order so that they're easier to find. If you'd like to see what the actual table looks like or data set looks like that you brought in, you can click here on the left on the table view and again kind of scroll through. Make sure it's what I expect to see, the columns that I've got. If I see any errors, see if there's anything you want to check on. And then the last view here, the model view, is going to show you if you have multiple data sets, if you bring in more from Smartsheet or more from another source, it will show these as separate data sources, and you have the option to start drawing relational connections between the different tables, which is also one of the really cool Power BI functionalities. I'll come back here. Once I'm ready to start building a visual, I'll go here to the second visualizations pane and click what I think I would like to use. One of the simple ones, I'll just show you a simple one to start. So it's one of the more straightforward ones. You can see all these different buttons here, but right here, the table visual, if I just click on it, you'll just pull up a blank visual here. And how these visuals work in Power BI, it's just asking for what columns do I want in this table. So as I look here, I say, you know what, I would like to look at my consultant column along with, here we go. And I see, this is another way to check that your data kind of looks how you want. Let me zoom in a bit. Here's my zoom. I get the list of consultants that I've got here, and let's see if it also correctly brought in some of their information. I've got a column called assigned to, which also has those consultants' emails. Great, so there it is, my consultants and the emails. So that's just a quick walkthrough of how to connect with a data source in Smartsheet and do a simple table visual to check that your data is looking how you want. We'll also take a look at how to build out some more interesting visuals from this same data set in the next videos. Thank you.